Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Tonight's topic is going to be the 3 versions of you. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So in life, we are always changing. We're evolving. We're not the same today as we were yesterday. And an example of that would be you won't be the same person you were when you began watching this video from when you finished at the end of the video. You're going to be a different person. Why? Because not only are your skin cells changing and everything, but your education. You're going to learn something from this video, certainly, and that will change you. So there are many different ways you change, but for this video, there are 3 versions of you. And the first version is the person you were before you met the narcissist. Most likely, you were a kind, loving, beautiful, empathetic person, going about life, living your best life, doing everything you possibly could with dreams, aspirations, goals, achievements, just enjoying life and making the most of it and experiencing what you wanted to. All the time you were doing this, you were unaware of narcissism. Maybe you just heard the term as a passing comment here and there because you had no reason to learn about it. And throughout this version of you, you were doing everything you possibly could, most likely to educate yourself, to become better. Maybe you traveled the world, maybe you started a business, maybe you fell in love a bunch of times, maybe you had family. The list could be endless before you met the narcissist, but this time period for you most likely was a healthy period of time, meaning you hadn't experienced narcissism, you didn't know what it was, and you had healthier relationships for the most part. That's my guess. The second version of you is when you met the narcissist, and you met this person who most likely tricked you, trapped you, manipulated you, destroyed you, crushed your self-confidence, you lost your identity, you lost your sense of self. You found yourself being gaslit, being stonewalled, being given the silent treatment, walking on eggshells, all the glossary, the litany of terms that we have to learn post-narcissistic abuse, or when you're in the relationship, you understand some of these definitions. But you endured this, and the reason you endured it was because maybe you were married. Maybe this person you fell in love with and you had a lasting relationship for years, months, it could be decades, but you didn't know what the term narcissism was, and you kept on working for the relationship. As I mentioned frequently on the channel, as you were working for the relationship, the narcissist was not. They were stealing from you your energy, your love, your light, your patience, your time, your looks, your circle of friends, all the things that we discussed on the channel. The narcissist was depleting your resources. And you kept saying to yourself, wow, if I can just work a little bit harder for this relationship, maybe if I pick up the kids a little bit earlier, or if I go to the grocery store and buy extra things this time, or if I'm there waiting for the narcissist, which of course at the time you didn't know they were a narcissist, but if you cooked a beautiful dinner for them, that they would appreciate you, be grateful, be thankful, give you a big hug and say, this is fantastic, I love it, thank you very much. You kept on trying and working and working. At the time, you were giving to a fault. You were giving of yourself because that's how you are built. You're a giver. You want people to do well. You want to be in a healthy and stable relationship. And you believed for many parts of the time when you were in this relationship, which is the second version of you, that if you just kept on contributing, things would change. Eventually, you would get that breadcrumb. Eventually, you could maybe get back to the love bomb stage. Eventually, maybe things would change. And with all of your hard work and commitment and all of your availability, because you were certainly available to the narcissist during this period of time, that they would see the light and they would be like, wow, this person's really amazing. And you know what? I'm going to lay off the gas. I'm going to start being nicer to them because I too want a healthy relationship. We know that didn't happen because we know the narcissist, while you were in the relationship with them, most likely had multiple sources of supply at work, business, friends, when they go away on trips. The list goes on and on. But the narcissist many times would say things like this. They would create drama, create arguments so they could just leave and disappear for maybe a couple hours or a day and come back as if nothing ever happened. The whole time maybe you were texting them and you were like, hey, what's going on? Let's talk. It wasn't worth it. That wasn't such a big thing. We could sit down and talk like adults. They wanted nothing to do with it. The reason they wanted nothing to do with it because they were manipulating you and their narrative, and you did not know any better back then. What you thought, you were in a relatively healthy relationship, and you question yourself, like, why did someone just blow up and leave, like storm out of the house like that? Why would they do that? Because you were being manipulated the whole time. And each and every time you would text them when they were gone, or each and every time you would call them and they wouldn't reply, you were giving them more and more supply, and you were diminishing your self-worth and your self-value. That's what was happening. We didn't know it then, we know it now. So that's briefly talking about the second version of you, which is during the narcissistic relationship. And then there's the third version of you, which is the version of my hope is where you are right now, which is post-narcissistic relationship version of you. And what that is, that's when you have, let's say the relationship ended recently for this video. That's when you have to put the pieces of yourself together to understand what kind of relationship you were in, which turns out to be a narcissistic abusive relationship. This is when you have to dig really deep within yourself, understand the terms, the glossary, the definitions, understand exactly how they fit into your past relationship. Understand that you won't get any closure from the narcissist. Understand that most of your relationship was nothing but manipulation. It was you being in love, most likely with someone who did not love you. That's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. Because remember, the narcissist always wears a mask. They always trick people, manipulate, take from them, decimate, destroy, throw away, which is discard, rinse, wash, repeat. That's why right now the narcissist has multiple sources of supply on one of their 3 cell phones, wherever they are on the planet, looking for more people that don't have the education, that don't have the awareness, that don't have the knowledge about narcissism. But this third version of you, after you put all these pieces of the puzzle together, you pick yourself back up by your bootstraps, you do all the inner work, you spend an awful lot of time working on yourself, attempting and trying and focusing on getting back to the first version of you, which was pre-narcissistic relationship version, and you do it. Now this path takes a lot of time, and I know many people want the magic pill. Just take the pill, the memories are gone, we move forward, everything's good. That is not, number one, possible, but number two, it's not the proper way to heal. You see, on the healing path, post-narcissistic abuse, you need to do your inner work. I can't do it for you. I did mine, and I'm doing mine each and every day. But that's the path I'm on. The path you're on will take commitment, dedication, devotion, courage, insight, resilience, and wanting to get over this hump. You will do it. I know you will. It may not seem like you will do it. If the relationship ended recently, you're probably saying to yourself, Andrew, how do you do this? I don't understand it. When does it end? When does it stop? I know, I've been there. I understand exactly what you're experiencing. I sincerely do. It's at this point, on the third version of you, post-narcissistic relationship ending, that you really need to understand that the focus right now needs to be on you. It can't be on other people. It can't be on the figuring out how you can get the narcissist back, or what you did wrong, or was it your fault. All these things, these are all steps of the healing path, and you will experience them. And you need to embrace your emotions. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to scream, scream. If you need to beat up a pillow, beat up a pillow. The whole thing is you need to express yourself. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because during the narcissistic relationship, you couldn't express yourself. You were watching what you said. You were watching how you behaved, how you acted, what you did, the way you talked, looked, spoke, everything. And the reason you did that is because, again, you were trying to appease the narcissist. You weren't being authentic to yourself, because every time you were authentic to yourself, meaning vocal about it or showing them how much you love them and things like that, they would just crush you. And you got to a certain point during that relationship, you said, I still love this person, but I can't behave this way, because every time I open up and share a positive experience or show them who I really am, they don't care. They put me on hold. They're on their cell phone. They disappear. They invalidate me. They say they have plans. We'll talk about it later. The list goes on and on. But getting back to version 3 of you, after you do the work, the healing, you take your time, you understand, you process exactly what the narcissistic relationship did to you. And that's not trying to trigger you, but it totally changed you. It made you into a different person. And let's say now, for this part of the video, that you've healed, or you're well on your way to accomplishing the healing path, to becoming indifferent, which is the pinnacle, the mountaintop of crushing the narcissistic relationship. It's when you can love yourself more than you used to love the narcissist. Remember those days when you would put yourself secondary and you did everything you possibly could for the narcissist? Those days are over. We are now number 1, 2, and 3. We are now the priority. We now come first, second, and third. And our boundaries are being raised, they're being maintained, they're being built, They're being galvanized. And again, for this part of the video, when you get there and you understand, you look back and reflect on the relationship, but you're not ruminating anymore like you used to, and believe me, we all go through that, but you're looking back in a healthy way, a healthier way, I should say, and you're saying to yourself, wow, that's over. I beat it. I went through hell and back, but here I am. And now, this new version of me, which is the third version of me, the galvanized, absolutely amazing version of me, I now have boundaries. I know who I will allow in my life, who I don't need in my life. I know who I can give my time to, who I don't want to give my time to. I have goals, I have a purpose, I have a plan, and all of my love goes to me first. When my cup is full of myself, of love, of energy, of kindness, of empathy, then I can contribute. It's at that point I can give back to my family, maybe find a new love, maybe start a family, maybe start a business, maybe develop new relationships, maybe go out for the first time in 2 years. Whatever you want to do, this is your path when you are ready, when you are healed. Most importantly, when it feels natural to you, when no longer do you get triggered, and when no longer are you ruminating, and no longer are you not feeling confident about yourself. I could do so many other videos about that. Time's running out here. I just want to let you know that third version of you, once you put the work in and you actually understand that the whole time, this whole life purpose that you have, it's about you. It's about your path. It's about your experience. It's all about you. This is when you will get awakened. I can assure you, I can promise you, because most likely, most of your life, you spent putting other people ahead of yourself, which does include children, cousins, family members, neighbors, everything. We don't do that any longer. It's not that we're being mean. It's not that we've turned to not become our authentic selves. What it is we understand that we need to celebrate ourselves now, especially post-narcissistic abusive relationship. And that's what we do. And you will find each and every day that things get so much brighter for you. Doors open for you, opportunities arise. The new version of you is basically like the chrysalis that's coming out of the cocoon, that's developing into a butterfly and flying free all over the globe, wherever they want to do. Because all the things that you lost in the narcissistic relationship, they will come back to you times 1,000, and you will have new ideas, and you will have new creations, and you develop new friendships, and you will fall in love again if you so choose. The whole idea is that the third version of you, you had to go through the second version of you to get to it. And you will find out, I can assure you, the third version of you is better than the first version of you. Yes, many people may say before I close the video, well, Andrew, I would prefer to have the first version of me when I never even met the narcissist. I had nothing to do with them because I didn't want to learn about this. I didn't want to go through this. I understand completely. But you need to understand something. There are no coincidences on this planet. What there are is reality. And your experiences are what make you you. You needed to go through the second version of you, which was the narcissistic relationship, in order to get here to this exact point in time right now, watching this video with me. And again, thank you for being here. This is your empowerment. This is your awakening. This is the beginning of your abundant, bright future where all of the possibilities that you want will come true if you put your inner work in, your dedication, devotion, commitment, resilience, and you know that you are worth it. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are absolutely incredible. And to get to this third version of yourself, which is exactly where you are if you've accomplished everything I've discussed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It gets better and better each and every day, and it will continue to do so as long as you love yourself first, make sure your cup is full before you help others, and give yourself all of the love you deserve. Guys, I hope you liked the video. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a beautiful evening. Stay blessed. Be blessed. Stay on the path. Understand that for this video, 3 versions of you, you did need to go through the second one in order to get to the third. And getting to the third and getting to the pinnacle, the mountaintop of indifference, when you do get there, and my hope is you do get there, you will understand. You see everything completely different than you ever did before. And it is absolutely amazing. I love you all. God bless you. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, good night.